everyone, it's Avery Dawnside and welcome back to another video. So today I'm really excited and I'm sure you guys have been waiting, but last week we headed over to the ᴅᴏ_Open trials. Since I'm a fellow graduate from there, I was able to go and try out some horses for my new lesson program, and obviously I still have a few, so I figured the best way to do this would be able to introduce all of the horses that are now in my lesson program. That way both new and old can get a refresh of who is in the lesson program and who is my personal horse. Now, in addition to that, I just want to say make sure to stick around to the end of the video because there are quite a few big changes that have happened since owning the barn, and I want to keep you guys up to date and in the loop. So stay tuned to the end of the video to find out the big changes that are coming this way to the DEF. But without further ado, I won't hold you guys any longer. Let's get into introducing all of the horses that I own in the lesson program. My goal is to keep our lesson program pretty organized, so the first thing that we have is this chart, just so that students have pictures to match with the horses. Right now it's empty because I'm going to be showing you guys and filling it out along the way as I introduce the horses one by one, but this is just an organizational thing that I wanted to show you all. Starting out with my personal horse, this is Woody. He is not in the lesson program, but he was our honorary mention because he does play a huge part in my life now since he's been a new addition to our barn. I'm really excited for the future with him. He's such a cutie and really spunky in the pasture, so here's Woody. Next up, we have Chestnut, who is in the variety section of our lesson program, meaning he can teach anywhere from beginners to advanced. Chestnut was my personal horse for a very long time. He was actually the first horse that I've ever owned, but I've kind of outgrown all of his teaching abilities, and he's come such a long way that I think he would be a great addition into the lesson program because he's been able to teach me so much, so I know he'll be able to teach a lot of my students a lot, so I'm really excited to see how he does within the program. Up next, we have Miss Tilly, who is a fan favorite among most of the students here that have come through the DEF. She's got a lot of personality and spunk, but is also such a super sweet mare. Something special about Tilly is we just got her started into cross country on property. We haven't gone off property with her yet, but hoping to in the future. With all of her spunk, she is such a character here at the DEF, and we are so grateful to have her. This is Goose, another very strong character here at the Dawnside Equestrian Facility. He is known for his escape artist tactics, and overall he's such a sweet boy. He is on the older side though, so he has been booted down to the beginner aspect just because he can only do walk trot now that he has been diagnosed with arthritis, so we want to keep the work light on him, but he's still such a goofy and great boy to have around. Miss Clover is one of the horses that just got bumped up into the advanced category. She was an intermediate horse before working with my intern right now, Ava. Ava has taken Clover so far along in her training, and I'm really proud of the both of them. So now Clover can be fully integrated into the lesson program and share her abilities with so many other students and not just with my intern, Ava. Next, we have 𝐵, formerly known as Artillo. Artillo was one of the horses that I tried during my search for a personal horse. However, I just didn't think he would be a great fit for me personally, but I think for the lesson program, he would make such a wonderful addition just because 𝐵 has such a wide variety of talents and tactics that he can teach students. He can go anywhere from beginner to advanced, which is why he's going to be in the variety section of our lesson program. Like I said, his name used to be Artillo, but I feel like it just didn't really fit him and can be quite a mouthful for people to say, so I chose to name him 𝐵, so we're really excited to have 𝐵 in the program now. This is Comet, one of our additions from the Jorvik open house trials. We were super excited to pick Comet and bring him home. He seems like such a bulletproof horse, which is not something common to find along, although before I think he can move into any higher categories, I am going to be putting him into the intermediate section of our lesson program. He's such a great fit already, and he's made so many friends at the barn, including impressing Miss Tilly, which is kind of surprising because she's hard to get along with, but we love her. But yeah, we're really excited to have Comet in here at the barn and integrate him into the lesson program, and I know he's got a lot of love for his looks already. And last, but definitely not least, is Barney. Barney is your typical sweet gelding. He was such a showstopper at the Jorvik Open trials. I just couldn't resist. He's also just super cuddly, and I think that's something that we would love to have within our program, especially having students that come in and might be a little nervous around horses. Barney is going to be such a wonderful open to their doors into the equestrian world. Barney is going to be in the variety section of our lesson program because I think he'll be able to teach anywhere from beginner to advanced, so I'm super excited to see how he does. This is the complete chart of all of our current horses in the Dawnside Equestrian Facility lesson program. I have left quite a few spots open just because I didn't want to fill them all, and knowing myself down the road, I'm gonna spot a bunch of horses and be like, hey, I think you need to be in the lesson program. So that is why I decided to leave some spots open. Although I'm really happy with the group that we have now and my personal horse, I feel like I'm really going to be able to take students far with these horses, and of course some of them have their own border horses, so that all integrates into it as well. And now for the announcements. I bet a few of you are wondering why I have only 12 spots in my lesson program horse category, and that is because I am not actually running and owning the full Dawnside equestrian facility anymore. I know this might be a bit of a shock to a few of you, but that is why I'm going to explain the entire situation. When I first bought the barn, I chose to be sponsored by Gold Saddlery. However, now that sponsorship is no longer occurring. We just decided it would be best for us to work on things individually, and I'm extremely grateful for all the things that the sponsorship brought to me while it was occurring, but now I'm ready to move on to new doors and open opportunities, which leads me into my next announcement, which is Ava Clearwood is now the co-owner of the Dawnside Equestrian Facility. After Ava's internship ended, we got to talking and she just really wanted to continue working here in some way, shape, or form, and this fell into my hands at such the right moment because I was just realizing that owning a barn single-handedly is a lot of work. Although I love the lesson program, it's not something that I want to take up my entire life. I do want to be able to expand individually as a rider and compete, not just be an instructor for my students. So, Ava is now an instructor and co-owner of the Dawnside Equestrian Facility, and we are so grateful to have her on our team. But that is her story to tell, not my own, so make sure to head over to Ava's channel to check out the video that she just released, talking about all the ins and outs of becoming the new co-owner of the Dawnside Equestrian Facility. But that's enough of me talking your guys' ears off. I'm really excited for this transition. I feel like it's going to open so many doors for me as a personal rider while also still being involved in the instructor and owning world. So I hope you guys are as supportive on this as you have been in the past. I'm sure there will be no problem. So as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all so dearly. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!